Well, hello my beautiful Capricorn, welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with a little bonus reading. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings, I do not take your money, e-gifts, donations. I'm not on Facebook, WhatsApp, PayPal, Telegram or Patreon. I will never ask you for your credit card details. I will never ask for personal details, and I'll also never give you a cell phone number to call. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Capricorn, this is a little bonus reading for the solar eclipse. It occurs on the 20th of April this year, and it's when the sun, the moon, and the earth align to create a total hybrid solar eclipse, which is actually the rarest one of all. Now, it's often called the Ningaloo eclipse, which is an Aboriginal word describing elevated ground or land. And incidentally, Ningaloo Coast in Australia is actually the best place to view it, in particular Exmouth Peninsula. It'll be available for about 3 hours, and although not everybody around the world will be able to see it, you'll definitely be able to feel it. Spiritually, it's a perfect time to align yourself with higher frequencies and of course with your higher self. It's perfect for healing and for manifestation. You may notice also that there are subtle changes in your behavior and in your emotions. You may feel extra sensitive, a little bit more emotional than usual, maybe even a little bit more snappy than usual as well. You may also notice that pets and wild animals will be feeling this shift during the eclipse, and they'll act out of sorts too, maybe even with slightly erratic behavior, but this too shall pass. Now, it was observed, which is a wonderful, it's amazing, every sign is getting the pink moon. Pretty much every sign is getting this card out of this deck for this particular solar eclipse, which is really wonderful because it represents new opportunities and new energy to forge a way forward to create your destiny and your path. So it's actually a really positive sign, but it's just a wonderful thing that there is a synchronicity between all readings. Now, there is a wonderful fact that I found out about solar eclipses, and that is certain spiders, they actually disassemble their webs during a solar eclipse and rebuild it once the eclipse passes. So it is noticeable that we're all affected by these events on some level, even if it is on the most subtle of levels indeed. Now, the alignment of the earth, the sun and the moon it pretty much represents a very powerful time for healing, dissolving differences and coming together as one, as well as activating our pineal gland for collective awakening. So it is quite a powerful shift for us all, and if you are psychically aware, you will notice that your gifts are enhanced during this period, or even if you're psychically curious and you're wondering if you do have any gifts in that area, this is definitely a time to tap into that as well. Now, I would say that although eclipses are quite chaotic in their energy, they do bring and offer major inspiration to overcome any obstacles, but they can drain your energy and leave your moods fluctuating. So do protect your energy. Now, new moons, they tend to coincide with solar eclipses, and this new moon, it actually shifts into the sign of Aries, putting your goals into tangible practice. This whole solar eclipse is actually governed by Aries and Scorpio. So this is, I mean, because there is an alignment with Pluto as well. So this does tend to mean that there is a very passionate energy that's about, but also quite a chaotic and sometimes quite aggressive energy that does come through on solar eclipse. And that's why I said you may be also a little bit snappy. But again, this too shall pass. Find creative outlets or physical outlets for your excess energy during this period, going to the gym, things like that, just taking a walk in the park and grounding yourself. Now, this new moon that shifts into Aries, it puts your goals into tangible practice. It's also about, feeling compelled to detox your surroundings, declutter your surroundings, but you may feel compelled to detox through diet, exercise routines, and sleeping patterns. You're definitely going to restructure your life from the inside out during this period. Also, as it is the second lunation in Aries, it's a time of second chances. So if you feel like you've missed out on something, whether that's love, an opportunity in business or finances, or even if it's, creative opportunities, and maybe even most importantly, reconnecting to parts of yourself that you feel very disconnected to recently or in the last couple of years. It is a chance to really reconnect to those areas and feel a little bit more fulfilled. Now, also, I was talking about that alignment with Pluto. That's where you will transform areas of your life and detox and bring a little bit more healthy energy into your life. We do move into Taurus season. The sun moves into Taurus, and that's when things start to slow down, okay? Actually, in a very positive sense, because it gives you a moment to take stock of things. It's also a time where you focus on your finances, because Taurus is all about material gain, acquisition, success, possessions, and the opportunity for fortune. So it is a very abundant time, and we do have some wonderful energy from Jupiter popping in as well for some good luck. But during this period, it is worth, paying close attention to your immune system and to your diet, because this time period you can get some seasonal colds that may just, knock you a little bit off balance, and even heightened allergies as well. So just be mindful, this period kind of lends itself to that. We do have a Mercury retrograde, and that occurs on the 21st of April. It does occur in the sign of Taurus. So this can lead to some misinformation or sometimes miscommunications regarding the financial sector, as well as changes in currency and alliances financially. Now, we've already started to see that around the world, currencies changing. Things are, there's lots of talk about digital currencies, as well as coalitions or people coming together and forming different alliances when it comes to finances. And that is going to be increased with that Mercury retrograde. What's wonderful is 21st of April until the 14th of May, so Mercury doesn't retrograde for long. I would say it's a perfect time for you to connect to your budget, really take stock and check in with yourself, but also protect any assets that you have. If you have your finances housed in certain institutions, make sure they're not linked. Otherwise, you wouldn't be insured over a certain amount if your finances are in institutions that are linked by license. So just check that out, just to make sure that you're covered there should there ever be an economic fluctuation. I'm not here to make you feel paranoid. I'm here to tell you the energy that is coming through, and it's been coming through since last year in the readings. So I will keep mentioning it until it's relevant, okay, because I'm feeling it. What do you call it? Forewarned is forearmed, okay? Also, because Mercury retrograde does tend to leave electronic devices having glitches, it's not a good time to buy electronic purchases. I'm not saying you can't. It may be that there will be something wrong. You have to send it back and get it sent out, fixed, or replaced in some way. So just watch out for that. Also, if you're waiting on important documents or important emails, check your spam folder, and also make sure you track your items, because this time period can actually, and it's only up until the 14th of May, so it's not long, but it's long enough to cause chaos and disruption. So I would keep an eye on that as well. If you're sending anything important, make sure you track it. Now, there is heightened tidal forces during an eclipse, especially since this is a very unique one. It's the strongest time to have a seismic event, an earthquake, as it were. So if you are someone who lives on a fault line, and I know the world is pretty much built on fault lines, but if you are in an area that is prone to earthquakes, there may be a little rumble. I don't see anything major, okay? So it's just, again, something to be mindful of. And ultimately, this time period is very positive. It's a time where you can reassess your life and look at what's you value in life the most, and attract more of that, more of the good stuff. It actually opens, let me get my teeth back in my mouth, it actually opens a portal for higher frequency to manifest. So I would write down all that you desire during this period just before the 20th, and then feel that energy shift and watch your goals and your dreams become a reality. So use this energy to its full potential. Now, you have the first card, which is the Chariot card, and this is a very incredible card for power, okay? It even says empowerment on there. This is about you being very self-disciplined. You are enduring situations that perhaps have been very, very difficult, because we've got a 3 of Swords here and a 9 of Wands. So you've been struggling with something, or something perhaps has been very slow in its movement, and you just want to move forward on it. And I feel like you're committing yourself to something that will actually lead to victory and success. Now, of course, success looks differently for everybody. For some people, you're committing yourself to a new way of eating. It could be a new diet. Your vision and your tenacity to stick to it will pay off. I feel like you're a real force to be reckoned with, and it will lead to a wonderful transformation. Whether you're doing it for health reasons or aesthetic reasons, I actually see you feeling much better about yourself and your insides. It could be that you're committing to a goal in the work environment. I definitely see you leveling up, moving to the next stage, creating more status. We'll check in on wealth in a moment, because right now they're not showing any coins here for you, but your 4th house is basically governing you at this time, and that is the house that brings stability. You may be more focused on your home life, where you feel like you belong. So a lot of soul searching during this solar eclipse. You'll be thinking about your place in the world, the people around you, your soul tribe, your family, and all things on the domestic side. So it's not that you're not going to be focused on career and love and all of those things. It just means that you may be more influenced to think about your home space and creating a place of sanctuary. Or some of you may think about moving. With the Chariot card, you may be thinking about relocating, or even buying a property abroad to have a wonderful holiday home. If you're have enough money to do that, congratulations, that would be wonderful. Not everybody can do that, of course. It may be something that you're working towards for the future, maybe even for retirement. Or if you have retired, it can be that you've already got your eye on something, or you've already made that move and you are really settling into that lifestyle. So I definitely get some adjustments going on here for you in the most positive of senses. But ultimately, I feel some of you may be doing a bit of DIY, or be thinking about revamping where you live, maybe even restructuring, turning the furniture around, or, moving things out, decluttering the space, just so that you can bring a little bit more fresh air into the energy of a particular room. Some of you may even, as I said, think about buying property, going into real estate, or even selling. If you're selling, I definitely see that the more you wait, of course, the property value will go down. It will go down for a little while. I'm not going to lie to you. I can see that happening here. But it will go up again in the future, of course. So it depends on how long you want to wait. But if you're trying to sell right now, I actually see that there is someone who comes along and loves the place that you're trying to sell, and will actually they will buy it at a good price as well. So you won't lose out, is what I see here. I feel, if anything, it's just above what you're hoping for, is what I see. Or, for example, if you've got it at a certain rate and you expect them to sort of bargain you down by 10 or 20%, you may be surprised that they only try to bargain you down like 5 or 2%. So I feel what you're expecting to happen, it's going to be better than you expected. And for those of you who are buying a property, I actually see that you will exchange your contracts without any issues here. And I feel it'll all go in smooth sailing. You'll absolutely love it. I'm going to have to check for you with finances regarding that, but I feel with everything that you pay to buy that property, I feel that you get a really good deal, okay? Because long term, it's going to increase in value. So that's what I see. But with the Chariot card, this really is about being ambitious, having your eye on something in particular that you want to get done. Now, if you're retired, it could be a project that you want to move forward on, something that perhaps, because the Emperor is there to take care of business, and you've got the first card there as the Emperor. So a lot of you are focused on your goals or your projects right now. And that, as I said, could be within the home space, but I feel like you want to move forward. You're eager to get stuff done, and you will. It will transform your life. You're literally like, as you can see, this is the intention, okay? And then you've got the butterfly transforming, you know, actually spreading its wings and flying. So whatever it is going to transform your life. As I said, it's going to be different for everyone, but something is ending in your world. Now, for some of you, it could be that you've had like a lack of motivation or energy, and you felt, not that you've been procrastinating, because Capricorns, you don't tend to procrastinate, but you may be like in planning stages for something and you've been eager to get going on it, but you felt it wasn't the right time. So I definitely get a sense that you've been holding back on something, maybe just trying to get all the information, or you've been trying to see it from all angles before you make a move on something. You will definitely get the thumbs up from the universe to go in either direction, whatever direction you decide after that solar eclipse. Okay, this is, I would definitely say, it's normally advisable not to really sign contracts and things like that during a Mercury retrograde, but you know, what it means is, it doesn't mean it's going to be negative and all wrong. What it means is you may have to return to it to, you know, finalize something, or there may be a delay in it, or it could be frustrating for some reason. It doesn't mean it's going to be negative. So I want you to be aware of that. So if you are signing contracts and things like that, I would just do extra due diligence, read the small print, just to make sure that there's nothing hidden that could come back and delay things further, or that you would have to return to and change. So that's, you know, as I said, I don't see anything negative here at all. With this card, this is about you stepping into your power and having more energy and vitality than you've had recently. Also with this card, of course, it is a directional gauge card, which really connects to your fourth house of where do you belong. So a lot of you are going to be thinking about the path that you've taken. The fourth house does really ask us all to look back as well at the past. So you may be a little bit more nostalgic during this period, thinking about all the things that you've been through that have got you to this point, and that you have had a lot of struggles in certain areas. When you've tried to activate something, perhaps it did not go in your favor. Wonderful little, I hope you heard that outside. It's rare for anything to come past this this road in particular, let alone to beep the horn. I hope the microphone caught that 3 horns there. But I feel right now, if you've been feeling a little bit impatient and you want to get started on something, I feel you've arrived and you're coming through. You're moving forward, okay? Also, I feel you're making your mark in some way. You're being seen, you're being heard, and you're being understood and valued. So if you felt, when you look back at a situation, or you're looking at current situations, and you feel that someone has undermined you or undervalued you or underestimated you in some way, you're not going out to prove yourself to them. You're out to prove to yourself that you are capable of doing whatever it is you set out to do. And you will prove to yourself, and you'll be very proud of yourself. But in doing so, other people are going to watch you rise from the sidelines. So if anybody said to you, you can't do it, or you shouldn't do it, or, you know, don't listen to those naysayers. Make sure you, you know, do your due diligence. Make sure you get really good advice, because the Emperor there, if you're doing anything legal, whether you're purchasing something that's really big, or you're about to buy a new car, you know, get it, you know, looked over by a professional, someone who, you know, has a lot of knowledge in the area that perhaps you're stepping into, and you will receive really good advice. And I feel it will be easier. Don't give up on whatever it is, though. If you feel it's been difficult, I don't see you giving up on anything. Actually, I see you, you know, carrying it to term and really loving what you've done, and, you know, stepping into your power there. Now, the Emperor, of course, is, you know, a leader, natural born leader, someone who knows what they're doing. And my beautiful Capricorn, that is you. You are the master or the mistress of your craft. Whatever it is you do, you are in a really good position, and you elevate through the ranks. Even if you're retired, you were so awesome at what you did, and you're still so awesome at what you do, and you're maybe thinking about managing your time in a more effective way, because the Emperor energy they're giving me right now, like what do you call it, like a calendar? Yeah, they're showing me like a calendar. So some of you, it's not one of those like calendars, I can't see a picture on it. I can just see someone like mapping out a schedule. So maybe you're trying to be a little bit more time efficient, or a little bit more careful with your time. Definitely, I feel like you're being more strict perhaps with the energy or the time that you give to situations, and, you know, using your time more effectively to put yourself in a really good position. I mean, financially, the King of Cups there and the Emperor indicates that you're in a really good financial position, and that you decided on a strict budget and you're getting organized. You're not waiting on anything really. You've done some waiting on something, but now you're moving forward. All the waiting cards are in the resistance position, which means now you're moving forward after a period of feeling stagnant or that nothing was happening. Also, the Emperor energy is a card of super organization, and it's a card of success. So your intention is success in an area. You're getting stuff done, and I feel now more than ever, you're stepping into your power. And also, they're indicating with the Emperor card, this is also about you protecting all that you've worked for so far. Okay. Like I mentioned earlier, should there ever be an economic fluctuation, I definitely see you putting yourself in a good financial position because you are financially very savvy, or you've learnt to be so. And, you're always looking up, what they're showing me is you're always looking up the alternative facts or the alternative media or the alternative. You're always seeing things from all sides so that you can find the truth of a situation and then decide what you want to do going forward. You don't walk into things blind or blindfolded. That's what they're showing me. Also, the Emperor energy. I'm just picking up something here. Okay, so they're showing me some of you may have had to bring your car in for service or something like that, and you may have had to get some advice on getting it fixed. It may have cost you, I'm going to pull a card on it, may have cost you a little bit more money than you expected. Now, this energy did come up in another sign. I think it was even Scorpio. Maybe it's because the Emperor is an Aries card, so maybe it's Aries Scorpio energy. I'm picking up on cars. If you had to bring it in for MOT, or you had to get advice on it. The Hierophant indicates, some of you may learn. How can I put this? I don't feel like you're going to learn to do it yourself. I feel like you get someone who's very knowledgeable to do what you need doing on it, but you will find someone who isn't going to cost you the earth. Or it's almost like if someone tells you, oh my gosh, you know what, you've got this needs doing with your car, this and this and this, because they're giving me the word repair. So it's going to cost you thousands of dollars or thousands of whatever currency you are dealing with. And then you actually go and source another garage and they're like, yeah, it's going to cost, $1,000. And you're like, not thousands of dollars, or no, it's going to cost this. So you're going to find someone who actually does it for a reasonable price is what I'm getting here. But I feel it's money that you did not expect to have to give out. So nobody likes to hear that. I'm not saying there's car trouble. I'm just saying it's like wear and tear. That's what I see. Okay. And the Hierophant indicates that you'll go, it's almost like I see you going to like a traditional garage, like almost like a family run thing, or a garage that's been around for years and years and are not out to rip people off. That's what I see. Okay, so just look out for that. That's what's coming up there for you. Now, we do have the Nine of Wands here. The Nine of Wands indicates some level of caution. So, or feeling, like you want to reevaluate circumstances, and that things have been a little bit difficult for you recently. With the Nine of Wands, I would definitely say, like when you get the Emperor and you get the Nine of Wands, that's why I'm saying, and especially the Chariot card there, that's like protect yourself from people who tell you that they know so much, right? When really they're a little bit like hot air. And that's what I feel with the garage thing. Someone says, oh yeah, you got to get all of this done, is what, otherwise you won't be able to drive it, or it's going to make it worse or whatever. Don't listen. Get a second opinion is what I'm getting. But with the Emperor there and the Nine of Wands, this can mean that you are empowering yourself through knowledge in order to be one step ahead of authority, okay? With the Nine of Wands there. Now, I'm not really politically, I don't discuss things political in the readings because they just don't come up, okay? I know a lot of people say, can you just tap into this? But my guides give me what they want me to give you, okay? So it is coming up briefly here about people in positions of power and how you are cautious about them. Trust your intuition and trust your inner knowing, okay, is what they're giving me. I'm going to move on from that energy because that's all they're giving me on that, but I do see that it is coming up. The Nine of Wands can also be, defend your immune system. Okay, defend your immune system, like with good foods, because this is a card of defenses. Vitamins, get some sun, things like that, if you're lucky enough to live in a country that has sun. But with the Nine of Wands, something has been difficult. But what they're showing me here is that you're so resilient. You're so strong. When you get to the 9 and the 10 of Wands in life, it means you've had to struggle for the things that you have. And you're in this position of power because you have struggled, and it will be worth it. There is reward on the other side. You've got some really good karma coming here. You've got some, you've got a major transformation going on, and the King of Cups indicates that there will be something that you absolutely love that is headed in your direction. So, for example, if you're in a working environment, in a career, you may have your eye on a top position, a promotion, shall we say, and you know that it's going to be a struggle. You know that it's going to be difficult to get there. You know that there's going to be a lot of responsibility, or even more responsibility than you even imagined before, but you are capable of doing it. The Chariot card tells me that you have the strength, the control, the dedication, commitment, talent, and drive to get to where you want to go. And the King of Cups is a leadership position. Some of you, it may even be that you have had lots of ideas and you've been waiting for a long time to set up your own business, become an entrepreneur. And whilst it has been a struggle, because of course we all need to pay the bills and we all need to have, alternative jobs or do different jobs in order to pay those bills, whilst we're waiting to set something up as an entrepreneur, you may have struggled to do these things, and you can be proud of yourself because you're going to get it to the position that you want to be in. And for some of you, you're already entrepreneurs and you're doing what you do best, and you love what you do, but yes, it is difficult. And we're in a time period right now where economically there's a lot of fluctuations. People are holding on to their cash a little bit more. There is a collective tightening of belts. So if you are in a business, it may be a little bit of a bumpy road for a while, but I still see you, elevating and being very, very successful. For those of you who work in an environment where you're looking for a promotion, I actually see one coming on in. I see a transformation. I see some new contract and definitely a new position of status coming in for you. They're showing me that it'll be a little bit more money. Not much. And they want you to be aware that actually there's going to be a lot more responsibility than you expected for only a little bit more money. So try to negotiate a better deal as much as possible. I'm just going to pull a card on that. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. I would say just honestly say what you expect for the role and the tasks that they want. Yet Queen of Swords indicates negotiate a better deal. It indicates be really blunt about what you want, be direct about what you want, be realistic and straightforward, because if you don't ask, you won't receive. And you know your strengths, you know your talents, and you're gifted at what you do, and therefore you deserve to be fairly recompensed for the effort that you put into everything. Okay, now of course they could turn around and say, well, we can get someone else to do that. And you're like, okay, then do that. But deep down, they know that you're the best person for the job. Okay, so they're not going to do that. I feel, of course, be realistic. You can't say, I'd like $10,000 million to take that promotion. Be realistic, and I feel that they will. I always say, when my friends are going for positions, ask for a certain amount. Let's up here. When really you expect this much, you want this much, okay? And they will negotiate you down, and then you'll find a level that's just above what you're actually really looking for, okay? They're on a need-to-know basis, and they don't need to know what you actually want. And that's the sentence they just gave me. Spirit just gave me. They're on a need-to-know basis, and they don't need to know, okay? So that's what they're giving me there. For some of you, okay, thank you so much. I'm truly grateful. Now, I don't like getting messages like this, but I'm going to give you this. This is only if you've already come to this reading and you have had, a father type figure who has been wounded or who has been struggling recently. They could be just struggling with like loneliness, which is a major thing, or they could be struggling with something. And this is only if you came to this reading having this experience already in your life. I don't see it happening to people in the future. I don't see that. I just say if it's already happening in your life, you may travel to this person. I feel this person, your father type figure, will actually they will get the help that they need. They need to, what I'm seeing is they need to balance diet is important as well. That's coming up a lot. But I feel even your visit will transform things for the positive. That's what I see. Okay. So that's what's coming up there. Although you got a 3 of Swords, I don't want anyone to worry about that. It's in the resistance position, which means healing. Okay, which means, relaxation, recuperation, that sort of thing, convalescence. So just be mindful of that. Now, some of you may have even had some sort of unwellness or wounding before you've come to this reading, and you may have had to have a procedure. You will heal. You will gain strength. You may feel a little bit weak or under the weather for a while, and you may feel challenged to do everyday tasks, is what they're seeing. They're showing me. But take a step back and relax. Take the time you need to convalesce, because you are building your strength, and after the solar eclipse, you're going to feel more vitality and more strength, and you're going to be back to best in no time. So just, watch out for that is what I see. Now, this card here is in the resistance position. Some of you may have been dealing with very immature people or situations recently. This could be a friend who has been acting out a little bit. It could also be a family member or someone you work with, or even someone if you're involved in the community, or if you're retired. It could be, for example, if you need to deal with like community events or communal groups, or even like if you need to call someone in the bank to sort stuff out. You may be dealing with some really immature people who either don't know their stuff or have been just acting out a little bit recently. Remember that this is a time period where there is dissolving differences. So there will be tranquility and harmony again. So if you know these people on a more intimate level, whether it's your partner or a family member or a friend, then, there will be an olive branch moment. Even if it's a child, for example, there will be an opportunity for this to heal. It's not the end of that relationship is what I see here. Now, with this card in the resistance position, it does tell me that some of you may have been dealing with someone who has abused their power in some situation, and it's really hurt you. It's really wounded you. With the 9 of Wands there, this is the wounded warrior, okay? I mean, it could even be a father figure, or it could be someone who you work for, a boss, or someone that you looked up to has really hurt you in some way, or someone you just respected and thought, you know what, I thought you were different, okay? They showed you a side of them that you particularly didn't like. I feel with time, this will heal. I do feel they want to find a resolution. They will come to you to find a solution, and they will give an apology as well. You may not expect it. And right now you may say, it will never happen. It will never, ever happen. But after the solar eclipse, there will be an olive branch moment, or they'll find their way to trying to contact you. It could even be an ex or someone that you have separated from briefly. There is this energy of someone reaching out to say, or testing the waters to see if they can re-enter your life with harmony and peace and an olive branch. Okay, I see that clearly here. Now, also, what's been missing in your life, my beautiful Capricorn, you haven't been paying yourself a lot of attention. So some of you may have been running on empty. You may have been just powering on through and had the weight on the world on your shoulders, a lot of responsibility. You've been in doing mode. So you may have been paying bills, working really hard, focusing on strategy, your next plan. You've always been on the go, and you're someone who is very protective as well. Sometimes, now, don't shoot the messenger on this, my beautiful Capricorn. They're giving me, you would go the very last mile for the people you care about, those in your immediate circle. Not everybody gets into your inner circle. You're very discerning about the company that you keep, but those that you love, you would do anything for. You're ride or die. That's the sort of person you are, okay? And they're showing me here that, yes, you're a wonderful overgiver, but you may have been forgetting about yourself. So make sure that you recharge your batteries and implement some self-care routines. That's very, very important there for you. Otherwise, you will burn yourself out. And, because I'm actually seeing someone in dire need of a massage. Now, I would never use those words. I'd say, oh, I'd love to have a massage. I would never say I'm in dire need of a massage. So someone must have said that, or maybe that's something you've said recently, or use those words, in dire need of. I feel actually you do need something like that, because they're showing me a lot of tension in around the neck and shoulder area. They were giving me, it's like a buildup of lactic acid. So some of you may have been over exercising or overworking. Maybe you've been doing some heavy lifting, or maybe they're trying to give me spiritually you've been doing some heavy lifting in life and you need to relax. I mean, if you can't afford to have a massage, of course, maybe get someone that you care about to do it. Or if not, then what I've found, which is really wonderful, I get a little tennis ball thing, put it up against the wall, and I just roll it around in my shoulders and in my neck, and OMG, it releases so much, especially when I'm on the go. Okay, so just I don't know why they're giving me that, but they're obviously indicating that you during this solar eclipse, you're going to be looking at stress levels and managing those stress levels as well. Now, we do have a Three of Swords here. It's in the resistance position, like I got it in the reverse, which tells me that something that has wounded you, it could be a verbal thing that has wounded you. Someone may have said something hurtful to you that you've been thinking over, or thinking that they've undermined you in some way, or tried to undermine your power. This person, what I see here, if they're like a family member, I see that they really didn't mean it in that way. I feel it's not that they came out the wrong way. I feel like they are overprotective of you. Okay, I feel what they said in that moment, they did mean, but they didn't mean it the way that it was taken. They did mean it because they want to protect you, or they want to make sure that everything's okay for you. And of course, they understand that you are a grown human who makes their own decisions. But I feel like it just came from a place of concern or worry. Okay, so that's coming out there briefly. They didn't mean to hurt you or undermine you. But if it's someone that you work with, I feel they're abusing their power in some way to not derail you, but I see that they look at you as a threat. They see, I feel it's a boss, actually, and I feel that this is someone who is perhaps going for the same position, or wants the same sort of position that you want to go for. They see you as a threat. You're more capable of doing the job, and you will get the position you want, but just watch out for anyone who's trying to derail you, or even try to take credit for your ideas, okay? You have some wonderful ideas. I would say keep them to yourself. Don't trust everybody with your ideas, okay? Now, Three of Swords basically in this position indicates healing. So this period is going to be an intense, personal growth period for you. You're going to do a lot of healing there. Anything you're finding difficult here, I feel it will balance itself out, and there will be a solution to it. So this is a prime time for you finding a solution to anything that you've been finding difficult, and it will be plain sailing after that. You will implement all the ideas that you have, and it will work in your favor. They're actually showing me a marble in the water, a marble. Now, this came up in a reading maybe about a year and a half ago, a marble. Maybe even for your sign. I can't really remember. It's such a long time ago. So look out for a marble. You may find one randomly, like down your sofa or somewhere in your home. You may find it out on the sidewalk. They're showing me right now, what do you call it? They're showing me like the car park of a mall type thing. Or it's like a general public car park is what they're showing me. So you may find one in one of those. Look out for a marble. I mean, it could be that you're walking in the store and suddenly you're attracted to a bag of marbles. Okay, so just look out for that. It's a sign for you that there is good luck coming your way. And they're actually giving me that marble. Oh, I did not know that. It represents security. Thank you so much. I'm truly grateful. Clarity of self-control. Okay, I did not know that. They're giving me a promotion as well. Promotion, not just in terms of career, but in terms of promotion spiritually, elevation, awakening for you. Mastering okay, they're giving me mastering negative thoughts. Being the master over your negative thoughts. So if there's anything you've been worried about, this is about you finding the power to overcome those negative thoughts. They're also giving me 2 words in the water: common sense. Common sense. So if there's something that requires your common sense, of course, run with it. I feel like it's going to be a very practical and productive time for you over the solar eclipse, but they're indicating use your common sense when it comes to a situation. Don't be blindsided by anybody who's trying to derail you, okay? Now, some of you may have gone through a separation before you've come to this reading, and you may feel that it was unfair. You may be trying to see things from all different angles. If you're going through any sort of legality, whether it's a separation, divorce, whether it is something legal, I would say lead with integrity. The other party may try dirty tactics, but I feel you will come out on top. It's a win-win situation for you. Just remain balanced and calm, okay? Because, well, that will help the other person really reveal their true colors. That's what they're showing me, okay? Sometimes when you take a step back, you allow a person to really reveal who they truly are, because they ultimately will. If you give them enough time to do so, they will reveal exactly who they are, warts and all, okay? Now, the Hangman in this position, I mean, these cards, it's like someone selfish or immature has really like hurt you in some way, and I feel like you're overcoming that. You will see a light at the end of the tunnel after this solar eclipse. I feel you get a huge burst of healing and resolution, and you find closure over this solar eclipse. Even if you're in the midst of it right now and it feels really painful, after the solar eclipse, you're going to get this sense of calm, like, okay, I understand. It was meant to be that way. And now it's time for change. And the cycles are now in my favor. You will actually see a lot of good stuff coming towards you, some good karma. Also with the Hangman, I feel some of you may have felt a little bit in limbo, or that life has been just a little bit upside down recently, and you didn't know really which way is up. I mean, the last 18 months to, maybe 2-3 years even, things have been a little bit crazy, and almost like we're living in a very alternative reality than we did before. So nothing seems to make sense is what I'm picking up in your energy, and I feel you're trying to make sense of new circumstances and trying to find your position in it, and you will, okay? You are the same person that you were, even though you are changed because of circumstances. Remember, confidence. I feel like you are stepping into your confidence. You're building confidence. And especially if you're someone who's shy, I feel like you're building your confidence. If you're looking for love, I would definitely say that there was a previous experience perhaps you had that was been negative, and it may have made you come out of the dating game for a while and be a little bit protective. You may have some baggage that still is not quite resolved. You may not want to go back to a past situation at all, but the experience itself may have hindered the way that you open up to new love, or even the way you want love. Some of you may not even want love because you've had an experience from the past that was not so positive. But I feel you will find closure over this solar eclipse, and there is new love waiting for you, and it is the highest love of all. I don't care how old you are. If you are vibing at a frequency of love, you are attracting love, especially during this hybrid solar eclipse. So just watch out for that, okay? I see someone coming through who, I've got a couple of energies. I've got Aries, Scorpio, I've got Sagittarius, and I've got Libra energy. There's a little bit of Leo going on there, as well as some Cancerian and Pisces energy. But ultimately, this person is very grounded in their energy. This new person who's coming in, they're very honest. This person is like blunt, honest, and I feel like you will appreciate that. But they're also romantic. I feel like you're a perfect mix together. Your energies blend really perfectly, and I feel both of you have like a common soul path or a life purpose. So there's a lot of commonalities between you both. Even though you may come from opposite sides of the spectrum, I feel like there's a lot that you'll resonate with this new person. Where will you meet this person? Oh, so if you're going to a rally, I don't know what that means. If you're going to a rally, my guys just went, if you're going to a rally. So, I mean, I guess you could go to watch a badminton rally or a car rally or a political event rally. If there's something called a rally that you're invited to, maybe not right now, maybe in the next 6 weeks, that word rally will come and you'll be invited to something like that. There is a potential to meet someone there, okay? I don't know what that really means. I think a rally just means like an event that has continuous things that are connected to this one event. So I'm not really sure. I'll leave it like that. If you're already in a relationship, there may have been some difficulties. I feel either you or your partner, I feel it's more that your partner has been acting out due to low self-confidence or low self-esteem. So perhaps there's been some sort of change or fluctuation with that person. And I feel you and your person, you will work it out. You'll find a solution. This person loves you very dearly, okay? But there may have been some friction going on there. I actually see you kicking back against rules and regulations as well. So that's in life in general. I feel like if someone says you can't do something and it's like a challenge to you, you're like, watch me. And then off you go and you accomplish it. So I actually see it's a very positive time for you. And that's whether you're in a relationship or not, or even if you're retired or not. I feel there's this sense that you're making the impossible possible in whatever project that you're connected to. Now we do have transformation here. So something big is ending for you. Some of you, it's cutting foods out that make you feel low energy, low vibe, or, just don't really work with you, give you indigestion, or, give you that odd bloated feeling. So I feel definitely you're back on track on a diet, or you may be trying a new sort of diet that limits your contact with certain foods that perhaps don't work with your body anymore. I definitely see you transforming areas of your life. For some of you, as I said, you're getting a new job, or you're setting up an entrepreneurial ship or stepping into a new position. And for some of you, you're actually relocating. But something you've been waiting for such a long time, it's showing up for you, and it will transform your life. There is an element of magic here. But ultimately with this card, I get you breaking old habits and releasing anything that's been hindering your path, and you're making space for new beginnings, and you're making room for something greater to appear in your life. This is the harbinger of transformation. Some of you may want to revamp a look during this period, but because your 4th house is activated in the majority of sense for the solar eclipse, a lot of your focus will be in the home space. So, going through old clothes, you're like, you know what? I never wear this. Let's gift it to charity, or give it to that friend who's always admired it. It will be loved elsewhere. So I definitely see you transforming certain things in your life. Now we do have the Justice card. The Justice card really is about making adjustments. And you may be making some changes, either a new location to live, or a new country to live in, or a new job, or even a new position within the same sector. It doesn't have to be that you're leaving your job. It can mean that you're given like a nod from someone in power, because I actually see people in power looking at how, difficult things have been, and that how you have been so steadfast and so faithful and committed to your work, and they feel you need to be rewarded for that. So I actually see you being recognized for what you do. And I would also say this is a time period where a lot of you are going to be focusing on like paperwork, projects, getting bills and repayment plans sorted, just getting yourself super organized. When you get the Emperor and the Justice card, this is really about getting organized. And this could be like getting organized in your tax or in a legal sense. So some of you may be looking at getting your finances in order, knowing where you're at, getting your receipts in order, or getting your administrative stuff all in order. And I know it sounds really boring, but once you got it done, there's a sense of relax. Now you're in control. So I definitely see that this is really, a good position to be in. Again, if anyone has been difficult with you, I actually see them returning with an apology. Okay. I definitely see someone that perhaps you've had a problem with wants to resolve an issue, and it will transform and deepen your connection with this person. There's more respect is what I see. Now the Temperance card, this is ultimately, the Temperance card is really about rejuvenation. So your energy levels are going to be higher than usual. You're blending all the ingredients of life to make a balanced life, to try and bring a little bit more spontaneity, a little bit more excitement into your life. I see that you have been in business mode. So or in project mode, getting stuff done. So do make a little bit of time to have a little bit of fun. Variety is the spice of life, and we all need balance. So try to get that in, because I feel like you haven't been doing that for some time. You've been a little bit on autopilot is what I see with these cards here. But the Temperance card, if you're dipping your toe into something, it's actually going to be very rewarding, and it's going to bring a lot of enjoyment to you, and it will take off, whether it's a business or an idea, or whether it's you proving to yourself or to people that you hold in high regard that you're capable of doing what you want to do. You know, you've got this. That's what I say. You've got this. Now, the Temperance card also, the deepest meaning of this card is really to connect to your higher self and your purpose. It's really about that sense of re-examining your priorities in life and making sure that you're connected to the things that are healthy and positive. And Temperance actually assists you by pointing out your life's meaning and purpose. So I feel you're on the right track, especially since your final card after these cards is the King of Cups, which means to follow your heart, which means to listen to your inner compass. You are someone who, you may be a little bit more sensitive round about this period, but I feel like your heart will lead the way in a situation, and you will be in a very, very good position. Now, the King of Cups is very diplomatic. So I would also say to any difficult situations, add diplomacy, because you will come out in the highest regard and you will win the situation. But this is really about using your wisdom and making a decision and taking action on it. As you can see, there's lots of choppy water around the King of Cups, but he's cool with it. And there's a little ship there coming on in, which indicates he is confident in his abilities and his knowingness to know that whatever it is he desires or is working hard for or has worked hard for, it will show up for him. And he's comfortable that even though there are difficult surroundings, he's in a very, very good position to weather any storm. And I definitely see that for you. They're actually showing me right now a windmill. A windmill. Let me just tap into that energy. I mean, you may see a symbol of a windmill over the next couple of weeks. This will indicate... Okay. They're showing me windmills, they stand alone. And they have intense power. And they generate a lot more power and energy by using nature and the strength of the wind, which, you know, can represent, you know, using the storm to your advantage or using the elements to your advantage. It represents self-reliance, self-sufficiency, and perseverance in difficult situations. It's also a symbol of good fortune and luck is what they're giving me. So they're showing me a little bit of luck is coming your way. Look out for any images of windmills. Now, this could be someone who's got a tattoo of one. It could be someone gives you a fridge magnet of one. It could be that you see one on a poster or a painting, or you actually see a real one when you're driving or whatever. So just watch out for that, because they're showing me that as well. Now, is there anything more? We do have the pink moon. Okay, that was your first card there. It says here, new and exciting opportunities, focus on the new, transcendence, maturity, fullness, fertility, first steps on a new path. So I definitely feel like you are outgrowing certain situations, maturing, and allowing yourself to choose wisely when you make the next steps in your life. And whatever decisions you're making the right ones. So follow your instincts and follow your heart there. It will never lead you astray. Let me just get the final cards for you. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Capricorn? What do they need to know? Can you please guide them for their highest good? Wings. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide? Thank you so much. Turtle. They want one more, so I'll give it. Thank you. Tower. Okay. Okay, so we've got turtle, money coming in slowly. Remember, as I said, I feel like it's a little bit more than you were expecting, but you're negotiating them. So it says steady progress, moving for work, in good time, long term. So it's security. And the turtle carries the home on the back. So some of you may literally be traveling from home to home, going home to visit family or friends, or some of you may actually be moving home, but there's money steadily coming on in. You are making progress to reach your goal. We do have wings rising above any money issues, it says there. Business is taking off, profit, spiritual work, life purpose, and mission. So that definitely came up heavily in your reading as well. I definitely see that you're going to enhance your spiritual gifts over this time period. There's going to be a lot of pausing to reflect, or moments of knowingness. Pay close attention to that. And we also have got Tower. Now, this card is actually very, very positive. It indicates earning power, building a business, and a sound decision. In terms of the career, it could be a corporate job or power, or a situation that seems, like an unstable position, but you have the power in that situation to weather any storm. But ultimately, I see you building bigger and better than ever before, and going from strength to strength. Just going to go and get you a rune before we close. Okay, so this is definitely the hero. Yeah. Yes, it's the hero rune. Now, this is about your potential. This is an indication that there are positive conclusions, that you're making progress, and that there are consequences of your actions. So always lead with integrity. But this indicates that you are writing the script of your life. You are the hero or the heroine of your own life. Why play the second character in your own life? Don't ever let anyone try to play the main character in your life and let you take a second position. It's equal or nothing, or you're in pole position. That's the way I always say. So that's very important to recognize. Okay. Of course, if you're in a partnership, then it's equal, right? But if anyone is trying to dull your shine or derail you or try to make you second fiddle to them, it's important to recognize it's your life. You're marching to the beat of your own drum, and you have the power and the control to be the hero in your own story, or heroine in your own story. Okay. Now, your final rune here is the human, the self. I was actually oh gosh, I can't think of it. They're actually showing me an image of, there's like, it's almost like, I want to say it's like a Greek god, and he's got his fist clenched and it's up against his head, and he's thinking, and he's bent over. I can't for the life of me think who that person could be, or what god that could be. I mean, I think it's like a Greek or a Roman god. It's definitely like a statue. I'm going to have to look it up. Okay. They're not giving me, there is a famous statue called David, but that's not it, okay? Because I feel like someone just said David, but I mean, it may be called David, but I think it's the one where the head is on the fist and it's thinking. So that's what they were showing me when I picked this rune up. So this image of the thinking man, I mean, that's a sign. I just keep getting this energy of relax. The weight of the world of the shoulder is not on your shoulders, or will be taken off your shoulders. Everything is going to be as it's meant to be. So breathe. There's nothing to worry about. Okay. You may even see an image of that statue, or you may actually visit a gallery and they've got that statue on display. They may have loaned it from another gallery and surprised you. So look out for that image as well. It's just coming through. It may even be that you see it on a poster, or there's a documentary about it, or you've just been talking about it. It is relevant. Now, this rune is all about the self. It's about soul searching, but it's also about altruism. It's about your generosity. All the goodness that you've given out in your life, it's all coming back to you in some good karma with that justice card. Okay. So sit back and reap the reward of all the goodness that you've given out. Now is your time to receive. So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates in that reading for you, my beautiful Capricorn. If it does, please like and subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when I update my next message. It lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is so important for me too. Thank you so much, my beautiful Capricorn. Love and light.